This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react.
Hey, hi, hello there, and welcome to another episode of us getting caught up with Anna, who is apparently crashing out. Really? Okay. He's been laying there quietly this whole time I've been setting up. I start talking and suddenly he's irritated. Apparently he doesn't want to talk about Anna. Tough shit. Anyway, so the last video we went over, Anna was doing various lifts and stuff. We've been mostly focused on Viking Princess lifts, so it's not even glitter and lasers anymore. Is glitter and lasers even a thing anymore? Who knows? But so Anna is now fully focused on Viking Princess lifts for the time of this Strongman, Strongwoman arc. And I have some theories. And we're going to play with box of chocolates while we discuss things, because I'm probably going to say some things that are going to piss people off. Guessing. Anyway, so I know that Anna's been crashing out in comment sections, and her gym buddies have come to her rescue, which I find odd. I mean, not that the gym buddies are coming to her rescue. I mean, I think that's kind of sweet, but what I find odd is that, like, she doesn't have any other friends to come to her rescue, you know? I mean, I get comments from her supporters, quote unquote, in my comment sections occasionally, but I wouldn't say that they're her friends. So there's that. But like, I've never seen. Of course, I've never really dug into her comment sections very deeply either. And it's my understanding that, because we're going to look at an argument between Ilona Chikara Transformations and one of the guys from Anna's gym here in a little bit. And it's going to bring up some questions I have about Strongman / Strongwoman. Because, like, I'm beginning to think that Strongman, Strongwoman doesn't actually care about form or really safety or anything other than just getting the weight into the air or moving the weight. And I mean, that's cool and all, I guess, but it feels like a sport that is encouraging the potential to get wounded or injured. And if that's true, this is just what I'm taking away from what I'm learning from Anna. Again, this is how Anna is presenting it. So just what I'm taking away from Anna and Anna's videos, and then from the arguments that her gym bros are making on her behalf, and the fact that her coach Inez is, like, apparently co-signing this shit. I'm just under the impression that maybe the strong person category, the sport, doesn't care if you injure yourself. It doesn't seem to care. And that, I think, is where we, the audience, and Anna are having a disconnect, because I think Anna has finally found a sport where form doesn't actually matter. And because of that, you know, she's mad at us because we're always like, yeah, but your form's bad. Yeah, but you're going to injure yourself, yada, yada, yada. And the feedback that she's getting from her gym and apparently from her coach, maybe, I don't know, I'm speculating, is that, yeah, you're fine as long as you're moving the weight. And if that really is the goal, if that really is what she's being told, you know, fuck it, move the weight, that's the only thing that matters, then, I mean, we can talk about her form. We can talk about her form. We can talk about safety all day long. But it doesn't matter because, it doesn't seem to matter to the strongman, strongwoman community as sport. And since it doesn't matter to them, it doesn't matter to her training either, because safety is not important. You know, training in a way that isn't going to hurt her doesn't matter, because it's not about that. It's about moving the weight. We're going to kind of go over a couple videos here and there. Again, I've yanked these off of the Reddit, so there's that. Yeah, I still don't know if I should be like, I don't want to expose the Reddit, but I know other people are, so I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, and I'll handle it from there. But otherwise, I'm just letting you know I got these off the Reddit. So I just wanted to, there's really no point in playing this video. It's just her making faces and pretending like she's typing on the computer because that's what Anna does. She fakes everything, including videos where she's talking about doing charity work. She's got a fake doing charity work. I'm not saying she doesn't. I'm just saying in this video, she's fake working so that she can make a video about her doing charity work. That's a look. She says, I know I've been a little MIA recently. I've been doing a lot of work for some charity partners behind the scene. This work makes me super happy, and sometimes I just dive in and forget about the rest of my life. I'll be creating some new things for you soon. Hearts. Okay, so one thing I wanted to say about this is I remember around, I want to say the holidays, Anna went MIA as well. And I feel like it was the holidays. I might be getting things mixed up. But I do remember Anna went MIA for a while there. And she posted I think it was just a singular picture of her cheesing it up. And she's sitting next to her window. She's like, and she said, a lot of you wonder what I do with my, with my time when I'm not making videos or something like that. And she says, I'm involved with a bunch of different charity organizations and I do a lot of charity work. And I'm noticing a pattern, I guess is where I'm going with this, that Anna seems to be using, because this is the second time she's done it that I've noticed. I don't know, have you guys clocked it before? But this seems to be this mysterious charity work pops up when Anna has been missing for a while, when Anna has been away from the computer, away from social media for a while. This is usually what she comes up with as some kind of excuse for why she hasn't been creating content or interacting. She doesn't interact with her audience anyway, so I don't know why she's apologizing for that. But she's used this mysterious charity stuff before. Now here's the thing. I don't know if I need her to tell me what charity she works for, because like I don't really need her to dox things. I'd really rather she didn't. And B, I don't know if it's really relevant, honestly. So there's that. But I just find it convenient. Also, I don't really know what it's proving here, like, because it's just like, look, guys, I'm busy. See, I'm busy doing. It's like it's my girlfriend in Canada. You wouldn't know her. She goes to a different school, kind of a thing. It just kind of feels like that. And it's just like, if you just didn't say anything, no one would have anything to say. Like you set yourself up for this shit. Is basically what I'm saying. It's just like, just don't say anything, right? Or just be like, hey guys, I'm gonna be gone for a while. See ya. I mean, you wouldn't be the first one to do it. But yeah, so I wanted to start us off with why Anna has been so busy lately. So busy. I honestly hadn't even noticed. I mean, I know she's been a little inactive, but I also know that like she's got a month coming up before her before the Riveter, so I just figured she was training and there just wasn't anything to say or do. I mean, how many times can you show us you doing the same exercise over and over again? I mean, I get it. Like, things are repetitive and they're just not that interesting. And since you won't share anything else, your content's going to get a little stale. Anyway, all right. Okay, so I'm not really addressing these things in order. I'm going to try to keep them grouped and related to each other, but they're not really in order. But this is a screenshot of, I'm guessing, DMs that Anna decided to share. And the comment says, I want to say this as politely as possible. I'm a bone lazy slob, so a bit of a hypocrite, but If you're clearly spending a lot of time in the gym building strength, would it not make sense to also spend time on losing weight? Please don't be offended. I'm asking out of genuine curiosity, as you clearly have the right attitude and determination. You're a very nice person. To which Anna responds, I am doing everything to do the best to support. Okay, hang on. I am doing everything to do the best to support my body. I'm not losing weight. I don't know why, but I'm not going to cry about it. I'm just going to keep trying to do my best on the body I have. On the body I have. She's so weird. You all have to remember that Anna completely removes her sense of self from her physical form. That's the best way to put it. So, and then underneath this, she says, I feel like people don't understand, and I'm frankly never going to be able to explain that my body doesn't move weight easily or in some cases at all. I don't care if people believe me anymore. I just want to do the best with what I have. It may never look the way people think it ought to for the work I put in, but it will feel better, and that's what matters. Bullshit. When you were on I want to say therapeutic doses of the GLP-1 back in the day, you were losing noticeable amounts of weight to the point that people were telling you, wow, you're looking really good. Only at that point in time, you didn't tell anybody you were on a GLP-1. You just passed it off as, oh, I'm just exercising all the weight away, which is also bullshit. So, and also, back in the early 2000s, 2010s, you had a weight loss blog where you lost close to 100 pounds, if not actually 100 pounds. So after you tried out for The Biggest Loser. So you are capable of losing weight, and you are capable of losing weight the same way that every other person on the planet loses weight. Back when you had your blog, you calorie counted, you ate healthy, you did all the things you're claiming you're doing now. So I know that you know what this kind of lifestyle looks like. So I know that you know that you're not doing it. And on your blog, Glitter and Lasers, before it became your fashion brand, your fashion try-on haul brand, that was a weight loss blog. And you were losing weight. You lost weight consistently. I mean, maybe there were a couple times where she gained a couple pounds or maybe a pound or two here and there, especially around the holidays. But like for the overall life of that blog, she lost weight. Right? And then something happened somewhere around 2014, 2015, and like everything went to shit. I don't know what happened. I haven't gotten there yet. Look, I'm still learning how to deal with this. So we're working on it. But that being said, her podcast that she had in 2025, her medical detectives podcast, where the very first episode, she decides to give us her super secret litany of super secret disorders that she never really explains, but tells us that she's got 2 super rare obesity genes that we will never know anything about because no one will ever study them. Anyway, convenient, yeah. She was setting that up to use it as an excuse for why her body is so different than everyone else's on the planet and why it somehow defies basic physics. Like Anna's body defies thermodynamics, right? If you put Anna into a calorie deficit, she actually gains weight. Who knew? Anna probably really should be sarcasm. Anna probably really should be studied by the medical community if any of this was true. Right? If Anna really did have whatever metabolism or whatever she thinks she's got that makes it impossible for her to lose weight like a normal person, then she really should be studied. That's just all there is to it. It's just strange because like she is defying the laws of reality. Like, Okay. But she's insistent about this. And she's gone on her own podcast. She's gone on every other podcast she can manage to get herself on in 2005 because she was really, really pushing that narrative. And a lot of this went back to her lipedema. Now, I noticed she didn't mention her lipedema because for the past 2 years, I feel like, that's been the excuse for why she couldn't lose weight, was her lipedema. She had lipedema and she had no more burnable fat on her body, and she couldn't lose the weight because it was lipedema fat. I've noticed she's not really said that lately. She's mentioned she's got lipedema a few times. She's not really gone into it. We haven't heard, "Hi, I'm Anna and I have lipedema." We haven't heard that in a while. We've had no explanations of what lipedema is lately or how that complicates her weight loss lately. So apparently lipedema is not our excuse anymore as to why we can't lose weight. So now we're just back to my mysterious body and how it doesn't coincide with reality. So here we are again with that. The thing is no, people don't understand, Anna, because again, reality. But no, you're never going to be able to explain because you won't explain. And you're never going to be able to explain because I think you refuse to admit to yourself why it doesn't work. You know why you're not losing weight. We know why you're not losing weight. You don't like us pointing out why you're not losing weight. I'm sorry that you don't like that. I'm sorry that reality requires a calorie deficit and clean eating, but it's just how it is. Girl, you're on a supposedly, you're on a GLP-1 again. Even at a small dose, you would think it would be doing something. I don't know. I'm not on one. But the point is, this is the second time. And actually, no, you stated in your little Amazon commercial that you were upping your dose of GLP-1 to a dose that was for weight loss. So as per your own statements in the past, you are on a dose of GLP-1 that is meant for weight loss. And you lost weight on that last time. So we know this works for you. We know this works. All right? So you're using a therapy that you know works, and yet you're not losing weight. What changed? It's not your super secret, your super special, two super special obesity genes. That hasn't changed because that's been part of your genetic makeup this entire time. So obviously those aren't the problem because otherwise you wouldn't have responded to the GLP-1 the first time or been able to lose weight back in the 2010s. Genetics are forever. So, okay, so this says, again, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm woke him up. Sorry, boo. This says here, if you DM me about how I need to work on my diet to lose weight, I will sick Inez on you. That's our coach there. If you haven't been paying attention, I have been. If you haven't been paying attention, I have been, and my diet is now cleaner than most people's will ever be. I don't remember how many videos ago this was. Hi, how are you? What's up? Because you couldn't have just jumped down and walked across the floor. That would have been crazy talk. Anyway, I had to walk across the desk. No, he didn't. There's a whole bunch of space there. He could have jumped down. That was a choice. Anyway, as I was saying, I don't remember how many videos ago it was, but we clicked on the link in Anna's social media and we found that her nutritionist is also or has also worked with Inez, either is currently or in the past. So she is using Strongwoman Inez's, I don't know why I put it that way. She is using Inez's nutritionist, or she claims she is anyway. She's been with this person for like 2 weeks, maybe three. I feel like maybe 3. The point is, okay, your diet's been clean for 3 weeks. And so instead of acting like you're some kind of like nutrition god, see, this is the problem people have with you. Instead of acting like you're some kind of nutrition god because you've been eating clean for 3 weeks, why don't you say, oh, hey, I'm with a new nutritionist. I'm learning all kinds of new things about nutrition. Here's some of the things I'm learning. She almost kind of put a post up like that with the turmeric thing where she was showing turmeric rice. And I was like, I think that's pre-made, but you know what? Whatever. Um, she almost got there, but she just can't be a beginner. But on top of it here, she's just like, if you DM me about how I need to work on my diet to lose weight, I will sick my coach on you. Okay. Is your coach really gonna like come all the way from Ohio to Pennsylvania just to come yell at me? I think your coach has better things to do with their time. No offense. I mean, she's the world's strongest woman. You don't get there by driving around the country and yelling to people. Saying. Also, I don't really know if Inez is aware of how much emotional labor she signed up for here. She'll find out. I don't know why she thinks this is a got you. I don't know why she feels like this is a got you moment, but she really does. You can tell by the fake smug face she's making. You know, she's like, "Oh, I got you." You know, okay, cool. It's like, I'm gonna stick my mom on you. Okay. I wanted to show this one before we get into some of the other posts where her gym friends, her gym friends start jumping in and trying to defend her. And I mean, cool for them for trying to defend her. I mean, that's a good friend, right? So I can't get too mad at them for that. But like I said, I'll show you guys when we get into it. So I'm guessing this is from a TikTok. Again, I got this off the Reddit. I know, repeating myself at this point. But what else happens here is her gym friend jumps in, and there's a second person that jumps in here in a little bit to defend her as well. And the argument that ensues, and you will see some familiar names pop up. And this is where I start wondering about Strongman. I don't know how much of this I'm going to read to you guys, but we'll try to get through it all. And also, I'll be squinting a lot because it's too far for my glasses to be of much use. Anyway, okay, this isn't Nuri's Lifts. Nuri's Lifts is the one who starts it all. This person says they at Chikara, they at Lots Lifts. Oh my god, Lots Lifts. And then they at Honey Bison. I'm just going to leave this here, and they leave a laughy face. And then it's, who is this? Matty Fit says, why is that? And then Nuri decides to say, people are not upset with Anna because her overhead press isn't perfect. They are upset because of the multiple filter fails that have given her go-go gadget forearms on her overhead press. The constant body filtering, lying about the body filtering, teaching her untrained audience how to do good mornings when she struggles with form, attributing weight loss to hard work in the gym, but not disclosing that she is using and a paid partnership for a GLP-1. She's done this twice, as well as other undisclosed sponsorships, including including for surgeries. It's hard to read this. Not because of them. These are people's main issues with Anna and why she limits and shuts down comments. I personally am happy she is working out. She seems to enjoy it, and her form has improved tremendously, particularly in her deadlift. But Anna is not just a gal on a fitness journey. She is a highly problematic influencer. She in part made this video to frame the legitimate critique of filtering. She in part made this video to frame the legitimate critique of filtering as hating on her because of her size and ability. Right. Really need to find out where this comment's from. To which this Matifit, I can't read it from here. So this, it looks like Matif from here. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. Says, if this is true, I was completely unaware of all this. Regardless, I will leave this video here to show people how to perform the correct form on these movements and hopefully just encourage them to get started on their own journey. I will try to find a little more about your claims as I haven't heard these things before. And then they say fair, but it's out there and easy to verify, yada, yada, yada. And then someone else says, you should probably learn more about Anna's delusions. And then this, okay, I'm following this, hang on. And then this K-Banta jumps in and says, why is it always the trash burner account that have never seen the inside of a gym with so much negativity? If you were half as productive or driven as Anna, you simply wouldn't have time to, quote, investigate the nonsense you claim. Go touch grass and get some sunshine. And while you're at it, find any person that cares for fitness that believes your shit. Fair. Except I believe this is from her. This is the guy from her gym. I think this is the guy she puts down as her color consultant. That's a joke, by the way. If people aren't catching the joke, I feel like some people aren't. But anyway, so this is the guy I think she puts down as her color consultant. In her gym. The problem is, though, is some of Anna's biggest critics and loudest critics, not like verbally loud, but like, you know, well heard, are fitness people. They're fitness, not necessarily influencers, but they are professional bodybuilders, trainers, people who spend a good portion of their time and effort in the gym. I'm obviously not one of them. But Chikara jumps in. I don't know if I can read all of this. Let's see. Chikara says, she replies directly to him and says, Anna said that she had no more burnable fat and has an obesity gene that makes her obese. Can't lose weight despite being on allegedly an 1800 calorie diet. Yet whenever she eats, it's thousands and thousands of ultra-processed crap. Trying to read this. She got liposuction for her lipedema instead of continuing the weight loss success she had on her first bout of GLP-1. True. Again, she doesn't have burnable fat, though. But now she does, again. Now Amazon is paying her. Also true. She filters her body to high heavens, and that's easily proven by the blurring and weird stretching of the arms, yet is adamant she doesn't filter. The issue people have with her current gym is not that she is fat and lifting. It is her inability to take constructive criticism on her bad form, and that's totally fine if she was somewhat self-aware and humble. Instead, she flexes her superhuman strength and acts as an authority figure when she's never done one lift with good form. She rounds her back too much in deadlifts. Her squats do not hit parallel or even close. She claims to progress in weights, but scrolling back, you can see that the progress over the last 6 months isn't that much. Her arms are wonky in OHP, overhead press. There we go. She leans back way too far with strict overhead presses. I can go on. You're aiding in her delusions. She's super morbidly obese. She's a super morbidly obese woman who has to sort her weight out in order to A, be better at lifting, and B, live longer. Nobody cares she's fat. People care. People care she lies, deceives, lacks humility, and is disingenuous. That's from Chikara Transformations, who, I mean, not only used to compete herself in physique. Okay, I don't know about that, but she used to do bodybuilding competitions where, you do this stuff and stuff like that. I think it was physique, right? Anyway, the point is, Chikara used to do that. Chikara works out on the regular and worked out through most of her pregnancy. I think she only stopped working out like the last 3 months of her pregnancy. She's real strict about her nutrition and her diet, and she trains people. She trains other people to achieve their physical goals. So, I mean, she knows what she's talking about, is kind of my point. If you don't watch Chikara's channel, I don't know who you are, but if you don't, you should. I've linked stuff of hers before in my videos. This is not a video. I mean, I'll just at her channel in my description. So if you guys are interested, you can just go over to her channel and check it out, because I don't have a particular video for her, but that's kind of my point. So she's the furthest thing from a burner account that needs to go touch grass because they've never seen the inside of a gym, right? So there. And this is, aside from my inability to read well, this is a pretty succinct breakdown of, the number one reasons why people are irritated with Anna for the most part, So I feel like that's a good opening statement, right? Oh, and I see down here she gives her credentials, so give us a second. Okay, she says, oh, and my credentials are 95 kg bench, 145 kg squat, 155 kg deadlift at 77 kg body weight, powerlifting standard. Nothing impressive, but also not nothing either. I don't know what any of that means. I don't speak European. I only speak American measurements, and even then it's iffy. To which, okay, this is the response where I start going, okay, they don't actually care about safety. So Kay Banta replies back to Chikara, replies back she hasn't been lifting for years and is still learning. That's not entirely true. 2, the more advanced you get in weightlifting, the more you realize people have different techniques that work for their body mechanics. Yeah, but there's also like safety standards, like known safety standards, right? 3, I see her lift every day and never use filters. Filters aren't something that you can see in the real world. 4, her coach is literally the strongest woman on the planet, and I have zero delusions that she would allow someone she coaches to lie or taint her image. That doesn't matter. The points that Chikara was making are all things that occurred well before Anna even started really doing any of this, with the exception of the weightlifting stuff. Like her disingenuousness, her inability to tell the truth. That goes back with the first one. Like, it doesn't matter who is Anna's coach, because people had these concerns when Anna's coach was Cybernetic Strongman. So it really doesn't matter who's coaching her, right? It doesn't matter if it's Inez or Cybernetic Strongman. So these are irrelevant. But what happened here is he completely ignored the really important things that Chikara said, like, go back some. Her bad form, her inability, her rounding of her back when she deadlifts, her squats, her lying about progress, and the fact that she demonstrates dangerous bad form. I've heard literally every one of the reactors who does physical training or trains just themselves, all of them have said her form is bad and or dangerous. Every fucking one of them. And I mean, granted, that's not every person who does weightlifting in the world, but it's a number of people. It's very interesting to hear. Let me see if I can do math real fast. 1, 2, 3. There's that one. That one. Yeah. That's like 6 or 7 people. I'm sure Alan has said something. I don't watch Alan, but I'm positive if I went and looked, Alan has probably said something about her form. So almost 8, somewhere between 8 and 10 different fitness reactors who have all said the same thing. The same thing. Her form is dangerous. She could hurt herself. She shouldn't be telling people what she is because it's a dangerous information, right? This dude just ignores all of that and focuses on things like, I've never seen her use filters. You're not going to see her use a filter when she's lifting. That's the point. The filters happen on the camera or they happen after the fact, right? You're not going to watch her doing the work in the real world. Ooh, the filter. I wish it worked like that. We'd all be a lot happier if that's how that worked. And this whole thing about she's been lifting for years, or she hasn't been lifting for years. It's not entirely true, but it's not quite inaccurate. She's not been heavy lifting like this for years, but she's been using machines and she's been using free weights like the dumbbells and stuff, not like the strict pressing and the deadlifting. She's not been doing that for years, but there's plenty of videos out there that Anna herself goes back and how it started, where it's at, and I've called her out for those. So if she's going to try to use those as evidence of blah, 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 then I guess we can use that as evidence for her should maybe know a little bit better about her form. Yeah, and this, you have to realize people have different techniques that work for their body. That's true. But I think it's pretty universally accepted that, like, rounding your back and putting the weight bar on the back of your neck while doing a weighted squat isn't great. Like, I feel like that's pretty well known. So if you saw her doing that in the gym, wouldn't you go, hey man, maybe don't do that? Right? If you saw her struggling with her overhead press to the point where there was one video where she says she almost passed out, wouldn't you say something? I don't think they care. Not like I don't think they don't care about Anna. I don't think they're like, Anna. I don't think they care about safety. I'm concerned. Let me scroll up again. Because he's not done yet. Oops, come back. He then says, as a side note, Strongman has literally 0 movements that are completed to, quote, powerlifting standards. I respect your numbers and strength, but it is an entirely different realm to compare. I also can't compare how athletes half my size move and do lifts, as they will be entirely different. Does Strongman have standards? Like, are there standards in, because most sports have standards, right? That's how you know if you're doing well. I know, crazy talk. I know, Anna, crazy talk. But the way he just worded this is, like, there are 0 movements that are completed to powerlifting standards. So you guys don't care about form at all. It literally is just, can you get the weight in the air? Can you move it from point A to point B? I guess, but like, what you're just really kind of encouraging people to like themselves up to move weight. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Inez, strongest woman in the world right now. She clearly she moves weight and she's still functional, obviously. But like, I'm 90% sure she's the one I watched who did the deadlift's the one where you just lift it up to like your hips. Blood just pouring out of her face. Just straight down her nose. Now, don't get me wrong. She's grinning like the fucking devil the whole time. But like, I just don't feel like that's a good idea. Like, I understand that I'm an outside observer. I understand I'm not like in it. This isn't my sport. A million other things. But like, you're rupturing blood vessels lifting this weight just to, I mean, okay, I guess. Cool. I'm not trying to downplay it. I'm just saying I'm concerned. And I was concerned when I saw it the first time. And I'm still concerned now. And I guess that kind of goes back to, remember how Anna was always like, you know, she's pissing herself when she's lifting weight. And she used to post about it a lot. And it didn't seem like anybody cared. Like anybody, her coach didn't really seem to care. She never made mention of anything in her videos where she was talking about her PR. You know, it was just get better, lift heavier, lift heavier. It's not even get better. It's just lift heavier, lift heavier, lift heavier. To the point where she's comfortable pissing herself to do it. I just, where everyone like Chikara who's watching these videos, they're like, that means you're lifting too heavy. That means your body's not strong enough to, internally, you're not strong enough to lift this weight. You need to build up strength to lift this weight. But apparently her gym is just like, lift heavy, lift heavy, lift heavy. Cool, but like, what happens when you take yourself out doing it? Like, do you win a prize? Do you win a prize for injuring yourself lifting the most weight? Okay. Chikara then says, she says, not true. She's been doing weightlifting for a few years. Strongman, she is new to. Correct. Different techniques work for different bodies. Nobody is denying that. Her filters are very obvious if you know what to look for. I'm sorry. I am not saying that to be mean, but she does filter. The wood grain disappearing in the floor, lines on the walls disappearing, force fields around her body, arm scars suddenly not there. She filters, and as for Inez, I'm sure she will get great support, but it's also for her to implement. I hope she works on her form and gets better because an injury would be a serious problem for somebody her size. Again, most of her detractors, we're not detractors, me included, want her to lose weight and do well, but she does definitely filter. Her form needs work, and that's okay to admit. Instead, she gets mad, and she definitely needs to lose weight for better quality and quantity of life. Can't really disagree with any of that. To which the Nuri jumps back in and was basically like, hey, I'm not really a nameless or not really a faceless account. You know, you have a right to criticize me, yada, yada, yada. But, you know, I don't follow Anna because I don't like her ethics. I'm really summarizing that one up. And then we have Chikara one more time saying, I know powerlifting and strongman are different. It wasn't a dig at strongman. It was just to point out that I am not some keyboard warrior, but also lift. And it's not about me being jealous of her strength. And then, I know we all know this name too. Honey Bison jumps in. She says, it's only a matter of time until you see the delusion. Myself, Ilona, Sam at Every Size, Megan Ann, and many others have long, comprehensive videos explaining all of this in detail with examples. We don't care that Anna is a super morbidly obese woman. We care that she is a liar, manipulates her photos and videos, and spreads medical misinformation that leads other women to get surgeries that are unnecessary and very expensive. You have known her for a short period of time. We have watched this train wreck unfold in real time for practically a decade. I mean, where's the lie? I would recommend Sam at Every Size's stuff. It's to start off with, you know, to cut your teeth on, just because like she goes back to the, I feel like the origin of all of this. Kinda, in a way. It's just like, I don't know, Sam's is a great way to start. So I really do wish I could find the post that those comments were under. It is from Instagram. I was able to find one of the accounts, but I don't know how to find the comments. I'm not savvy. I'm not savvy, guys. But I wanted to go out, because I think we've talked enough about this at this point. I wanted to go out and leave you guys with something to consider. I think where did I see the comparison of this? It might have even been on the Discord that I'm in. Somebody had suggested that this video, going back to Anna faking things, someone had said that this video has been sped up. So still need to work on this. This is Anna's video. Still need to work on speed, but the bag grab and carries have improved so much. I'm not gonna lie, it does look like she's picking the bag up better, and it looks like she can kind of hustle and get it over that. Now, steeplechase we know has been her weakest event that she's been training for. So to see her improve, I mean, this is kind of nice. Look at her; she's got the damn thing up. It looks like she's kind of hustling with it. She actually, see, the first couple times we watched her do this, she dropped the bag halfway through. You know, she walks around it because she can't go under the bar. It would be faster to go under the bar, but somebody said that she sped this up. No. And there was like a mathematical equation involved. And I was just like, yep, I can't do math. So I guess I'm just going to nod my head. It might have been on it's either here or on my Discord. Not mine, but the Discord I'm in. So it just cracked me up that there was like this mathematical equation. I was just like, all right. But then the person who was comparing this video to a slowed down version that would have been slowed down to what the math equation said that this should have been slowed down to. Honestly, it wasn't a huge difference in speed. So if this is sped up, this is kind of my point. If this is sped up, the amount that she sped it up is almost negligible. So I don't understand why do it. But I also don't understand why Anna filters her body more than anything else. Like I understand like skin filters and that kind of shit. Like whatever, everybody does it anymore. But why she filters her body, especially since she's supposed to be this like, you know, health at every size, confidence queen, why does she even bother filtering her body, right? But it's kind of like a big if, this is sped up. Why? She didn't even speed it up that much, right? Or at least in my opinion, it didn't look like it was sped up that much. So why? Why these are like, this is the equivalent of little white lies. Why? There's no need for them, right? Just watching this video, she's improved. So why are you doing that? But that's just a big if. This may not even be sped up, to be perfectly honest with you. It was just something that I saw, I came across, I thought it was interesting. It kind of fit the theme of the whole video. But anyway, if you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and put a little, I think there's like a little weightlifting person. They got the little bar above their head. Go ahead and put a little workout person down in the comment section down below. Anna's getting very close to being a month out from her competition date. Sped up or not, it's nice to see that her steeplechase is getting better. I mean, I think it was the only one that I was like, oh, she's gonna have issues with that one. She's got the bag toss down. She's got obviously the overhead press and the deadlifty thing down. She just, I think because there were so many moving parts to the steeplechase, that was just not a great one for her. But you know, she's picking up the bag better. She's getting it all the way to the hurdle. She's getting it over the hurdle. So she's gonna do it. Is she gonna place? I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna work. Hopefully we get to see some cool stuff. Hopefully she has somebody filming for her. Hopefully she makes a video out of it. You know, I'm hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't know if we're going to get anything, but we're going to keep our eyes out for it. All of that being said, I just thought it was interesting that Anna's real life is starting to bleed into Anna's internet life. Anna has been seen in comment sections arguing with people in the comment sections of other people's videos. So that's happening, or maybe she's in her own comment section arguing with people in their comment section. Anna's sharing DMs between herself and other people just to show that she's arguing with people. I mean, you didn't have to show me these. I kind of figured you were getting challenging comments, but I mean, these are really just people who are just kind of pointing things out that she just doesn't want to hear. And there's two ways to handle these. There's two ways to clear these up, especially the food ones. Is just like, show us what you eat, get over it and show us what you eat, or ignore it. And Anna just can't ignore it. That's the thing that, like, I really wish she just learned to ignore it, to be honest with you. Sometimes she's so good at just like, psh, doesn't matter. Nothing fucking matters. Like she's really good at just ignoring everything sometimes. And then every now and then she crashes out. And it's just like, you were doing so good. Don't give in now. But then to have her gym friends jump in and try to defend her, it's an interesting collision of reality to internet reality. And I don't know if her friends were ready for that. And I mean, I hope they don't continue to do this because it's just going to get ugly. It's just going to get ugly. So not that I don't want Anna to have support, because she clearly does have support at her gym, which is cool and all that. But it's the internet. Let's be real. Oh, the other part of this is my growing concerns about just strongman in general. And like, the more I'm learning about it, the less I'm like, it's not a safe sport, I guess. Would you call it an extreme sport? But even extreme sports have like safety regs, right? Strongman doesn't seem to have that. And they seem to just push and push and push and push and push. And I guess that's good for Anna. Because think about it. If there is no correct way to do things, if there's no safe way to do things, then it doesn't matter how she does it. And that might be, again, why there's so much conflict. Because Anna's being trained in an environment where anything goes. So she, in her head, is doing everything right because nothing is wrong, right? Versus, Chikara, I assume Honey Bison, I'm assuming, Lindsay, who else has been critiquing all of this stuff? Alan. I just bring him up because I know a lot of you guys watch him. And shit, just lots. I gotta get caught up on lots. That's kind of my point, though. Like, all of these people, the cynical dude, those people all do like weightlifting. They do gym building. They do things where the form and the execution of the movement is important, not only for, to build the best muscle, but also to preserve the body so that you don't injure yourself, so that you can continue to do said movement into your old age, right? The goal is to get stronger, not to just break your body down so that you can lift the heaviest weight, right? And I think that's, again, where the disconnect is occurring. You've got everybody else who is doing things with rules and regulations and form. And then you've got Anna over here in a gym being taught that it doesn't matter, just lift the weight. And so, yeah, all she's doing is training to get stronger. She's just training to hit the next PR because that's all that matters, is just hitting that next PR, because lifting heavy, lifting the most heaviest thing is all that matters. And it doesn't seem to matter how you do it. Unless, other than it's a deadlift. You got to lift it. You got to do a deadlift to lift it. Is your form good? No. Did you get it in the air? Yes. That's all that matters. The overhead press. You got to overhead press it. Does the form matter? No. Did you get it into the air? Yes. That's all that seems to matter. So I think, again, that's where the disconnect is occurring. So there you have it. Like I said, your emoji is a little workout person. Down in the comments section, let me know what you guys think. Some of you do strongman, so feel free to link me or describe your experiences or comfort me in some way, because I am very concerned now. Very concerned. Very concerned. But yeah, So there we are. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. And I will see everybody in the next video.
This
Bye.
is my outro music. You can't copyright strike me because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.